Welcome everybody to week 3 of the NECC. This is Austin joined by Duncan, heading into another week of League of Legends. Duncan, had a good start to the season so far. What are you looking forward to coming into this game?
I'm looking forward to SNU bringing in a victory.
Yes, me too. Me too. SNU coming in undefeated. We are currently sitting in the top 4 of NECC. Obviously, the top 3 teams also undefeated, but have one game in front of us. So, coming out of this game, if we win this game, we are looking pretty good heading into the home stretch of the final couple weeks of the NECC. Already in champion select, Duncan. So, let me run through this real quick. Quack.
Yes.
I'm already in the chicken fight mode. SNU picking up Nyla Nocturne. Again, Caden's main champion being Nyla here, so not shocking.
Mordekaiser, that's probably for Derek.
Absolutely.
It's one of his favorites.
He does love. We saw that last week too. Mordekaiser coming in strong for Derek. Over on the Scarlet Hawks side, we see a late game Tristana coming in. Poppy going to go, I'm going to assume Poppy jungle maybe?
Could be. Could also be support, though.
Could also be support. Yes, that's a really good flex.
Set is definitely top, though.
Set's gonna set the tone. Get it?
Yes,
for top lane. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad that you're here to laugh at my jokes.
Yes.
But we are now going into the final 2 bans. SNU banning out Hwei. Fun fact: I got to scrim with SNU team this week, and I told them.
Go?
We did pretty good. I did tell them my least favorite champion in the entire game is Hwei.
Do you have a reason for that?
Yeah, he has like 50,000 abilities, and they all are other people's ultimates, and it's really annoying. So.
Well, that's 3 times 3 is 9 plus his ultimate. Yeah, he's got 10 abilities.
Yeah, so basically 50,000.
Yeah.
And Scarlet Hawk's gonna ban out Braum, which is Brantley's. Honestly, main fun fact about Brantley, he does have a Braum statue in his office. I don't know if you've seen it.
And I have not. I have heard about it, though.
It's pretty awesome, if you ask me. I'm trying to pull up the stats right now for the Scarlet Hawks and SNU side. But SNU going to ban out Wukong. And let's see. I think I've got them. Scarlet Hawks going to come into the game with... Hey everyone, Scarlet Hawk's going to come into the game looking with a gold 4, silver 2, emerald 3, plat 3, gold 3, and then one of their subs is going to be a silver 4. So we're going to see in the top side, gold 4 versus a, what is Derek, emerald?
I think around that.
I would assume Derek's emerald. Support for the Scarlet Hawks, silver against our emerald. Our entire team, I think, is emerald.
Around that, yeah, emerald or... I don't know where Thomas is. Is he still climbing up there?
He is still climbing. He hasn't played a lot of flex this season. Season just reset a couple months ago. But
I would assume probably gold. If it goes from, does it go gold, platinum, emerald?
Gold, platinum, emerald. Yes.
Probably around gold or platinum.
Yeah, I would assume so. Cam, I'm not sure. Cam's in the chat typing. Cam just started learning how to play this game, so I don't know who the Garden ban is. But
Garen.
Ivern.
Oh,
Garen. My bad, Cam. Sorry. Sorry that we can't type. Garen ban. Yeah, they did ban Garen, but doesn't matter for Derek top lane as he's going to go to second main in Mordekaiser. Scarlet Hawk's going to finish out their champion select with Ari and Viego. So there's your Viego jungle. So it is going to be a Poppy support like you called. Ari going to go mid lane. So it'll be interesting to see what Thomas picks here. I'm going to assume Thomas is going to go a little bit more tanky. He's played into an Ari before. He likes playing Ari, but I could see a Galio coming in.
He also, yeah, he's one of his favorite champions is Galio. He might do that.
Cam Newton saying Thomas is sick, so if his game is bad, that's why. Flu game.
Honestly, I think that's just going around.
I think so too.
My entire family came down with something, so.
Did they? Okay, yes. Interesting pick coming out from Thomas. He's played this, I think, week 1 he pulled this out. Maybe in game 2, he's going to go with the Lissandra pick. So SNU kind of on the squishier side. You don't have a very tanky jungle. You have a very tanky top, but you're going to look for a more bursty kind of style champion, especially with that Nocturne ult, Lissandra ult combo. And then over on the Scarlet Hawk side, you have kind of quite the opposite. You have a Set who's going to be really tanky. You have a Poppy who's going to be really tanky. And then just Viego is going to try to just come in and just kind of cause some chaos a little bit.
I remember you saying Tristana for the late game. Do you think either team scales that well?
Yeah, I think SNU's goal here, you got to finish the game here before 30 minutes. If you let Scarlet Hawks push out to past 30 minutes, you're going to have that Tristana she's just going to get big throughout the game. I hate late game Set. I think it's the most annoying thing in this video game. And then Ari is a really good scaler late game as well. So I think if you're going into this game, SNU, especially with the Nocturne, as soon as Nocturne hits 6, you're looking to kind of change the tides a little bit of. Obviously, we've talked a lot throughout this season about bottom lane, but now you have Thomas who's going to pick a Lissandra. So trying to get Thomas ahead a little bit too, especially against an Ari, will be huge and something to watch for as soon as Nocturne hits 6 in the jungle.
Yes, because SNU is not looking like they've got a lot of tank. Maybe with the Mordekaiser, but yeah, that could still be just going for a bruiser build.
I think it is, and again, I've talked a lot about that with the guys. We've talked a lot about just kind of changing the play style a little bit. We've played a lot of Protect the President this season. We played a lot of it last season and won the GSC with it. And that has been the MO for SNU is let's all just go tanks and we protect Kaden. Throughout this season, though, as we've played a lot more higher end competition, that just doesn't work as well. And so we've talked a lot about just what does it look like changing a play style. Here's our great example of us changing a play style. You're going to have one tank locked in, and then you're going to have a couple bursty champions.
Yeah, pretty much the exact opposite of how it used to be.
Yeah, and so, again, I think the game plan coming in for this game for SNU is as soon as Nocturne hits 6, you're looking for those quick kills back to back to back. Put those lanes ahead. Put those carry lanes ahead. So you're looking for the Nyla to get big. Looking for the Lissandra to get big. Derek's just going to do Derek things in top lane. That's what you get in top lane. You don't get a lot of help. It's just whatever.
Top lane is an island.
It really is. And in a top lane, honestly, Mordekaiser Set combo, I think it's going to be a lot of damage coming out, but it's just going to be one of those things that we're probably not going to see a ton coming from them. Maybe a kill every couple minutes. But our main focus here, honestly, I'm going to spotlight the mid lane here. I think that's the mid lane I want to watch the most this game. And Ari Lissandra is a very common lane. So if you're Thomas, I'm sure if you play a lot of Lissandra, you've played this matchup many times. You know what it looks like. You know both lanes have the wave clear to just push into the towers. So it just
also both of them are really good at escaping.
They are,
because Lissandra has her teleport. Ari has like unlimited dashes. So
yeah, exactly.
Ganks are practically ineffective mid lane.
I think that's too kind of what I'm excited for. A good Lissandra pick into an Ari. As soon as Lissandra hits 6, she has the ability to just lock Ari down. She's going to R stun her in place, and that's a great opportunity for a Nocturne to come in, hit the fear, you're chain CC'd, and you don't have the ability to get out.
Yeah, they're probably going to be wanting to play a lot for Nocturne once he gets 6, and they're probably just going to want either Nocturne or Lissandra to get big because, like you said, they're going to want to finish this before 30 minutes. So
yeah, that's the goal coming in for SNU. Cam, how much roaming will we see with Lissandra? Hopefully a lot. I think Lissandra has a very good pre-6 roam. So if Thomas is able to push the wave in, he should be able to roam a lot. But the thing with Ari lane is Ari's able to counter that wave push pretty clearly. She's going to throw out her Q and then just a couple minion auto attacks. And wait, wow, and the lane is reset. So I don't know. It kind of depends how ahead Thomas can get. And if he starts falling behind, you're going to not see him leave lane quite as often. But the goal here for Lissandra Ari lane is Lissandra push early, get to 6 as soon as she can. And the way she's going to do that is by going the bottom lane. So now we are hitting our favorite time in the game, our 3-minute delay.
Yes.
So we will catch you guys in a couple minutes.
No way that the crowd can sit down.
All right, Bubba, I agree. That is the worst part of all of the League of Legends games, the 3-minute spectator delay. So now we get to sit here and listen to them click buttons and not have a clue what's going on. But we are loading into the game. Duncan, we talked a lot about this mid lane matchup. Let's talk a little bit about the bottom lane matchup. Poppy Tristana versus a Nyla Janna. What are you expecting to see coming out of that lane?
I'm honestly not sure, because Poppy against an enchanter is not really great, because Poppy does better if she can close the gap. And at the same time, Nyla can... I don't remember clearly what her champion does, but I know she can dodge attacks, which could be pretty bad for the Tristana. So I'm thinking this could be in SNU's favor.
Yes, I think what we're going to have to look very careful, and Caden's going to have to play very smart. Poppy has an ability that throws out a big orb around her, and nobody's allowed to dash around it or flash out of it. So that kind of not hard counters Nyla a little bit, but Caden just needs to play a little bit more careful, especially on the engage. But if you're SNU, Nyla Janna, very aggressive early game, kind of combo.
Yeah, they level up fast.
Yeah, and Tristana Poppy is just going to be a little bit slower lane. So SNU looking to put the pressure on early bottom lane, and here we go. Gage is going to walk into a little roam here, and is going to see the Viego. Again, we've talked a lot about just vision early. So Gage knowing that Viego is going to probably start blue buff. Viego is going to start roaming down to his red though here. Kind of figuring he
does have vision on the blue buff now though, so he will know which side Viego starts on.
And that's a good start for SNU too, getting an early vision ward on blue buff. And here we go, bot side gonna try to get early aggressive. Poppy just kind of walking into both of them. And Gage is gonna start top. Wow, let's try that again. Gage is going to start top side here. We've seen this before. Gage loves starting in his top jungle. That way he can just rotate all the way to the bottom, hit the level 3 or level 4, and be at bottom for a gank early.
So while there's not a lot going on right now, I am noticing the map looks a lot greener. Is this part of the new update, or is this just a thing that you can do?
The Demacia map is out finally, so we are not just looking at brown ground.
Yes.
The grass is back for League of Legends.
I liked the greenery.
Yes, I liked to touch grass, and again, we're going to see a lot of this happen top lane. I don't really expect a kill here, probably for the next like 2 minutes or so. But it is 2 top laners that do a lot of damage, so you're probably going to see a lot more aggressiveness come out from both of those champions than you probably would have if you tuned in before in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Derek's going to push in early, going to get the wave shoved. But both teams just kind of playing a little bit more passive here. Ari's just trying to lay down some early damage and early poke here on Thomas. And Thomas, again, as a Lysandra, you have to be able to just navigate your range better. That way you're not getting hit by either Ari's E, which is the 3 orbs, or her Q. Because as a Lysandra player, you don't have as much poke trying to start the game a little bit until you really get that all 3 abilities going there.
Now, I'm not familiar with champion matchups on what's good against what, but it looks like Mordekaiser is doing well against Set. So other than top lane, I think the other 2 lanes are just pretty much waiting for their junglers to finish up before they can make a move.
Absolutely. I think Mordekaiser is going to have the early pressure. Brantley's going to go in and hit the tornado, but is going to get a little caught out. And there's the Nyla. Nyla just being able to use her mobility to get in before Poppy is able to throw up her shield. And this is exactly why Gage starts topside. Gage is going to get an early gank on bottom side. He's able to clear his entire top. He left his blue buff up so he can go back and just farm that. Poppy's not going to let him escape. Poppy catching Gage out. That was a massive play. Tristana getting the reset, able to go in on Brantley. Tristana going to get a reset again and jump out. And that is a huge...
Good play by Scarlet.
Yeah, that's a massive play. Able to see that Gage is walking a little too close to the wall. They're probably going to flash, stun Gage into the wall. Get a reset for Tristana too, and Tristana is able to jump in on Brantley and blow him up. That's the one thing with Tristana. Every time Tristana gets a kill, one of her abilities, that is her getaway ability or close the gap ability, resets, and there's going to be a big flash mid and killing Thomas. Again, the early aggression coming out from Ari and the Foxes. What are they?
Which
What's
part?
the other team?
Oh, the
Scarlet Hawks, not the Foxes. The Scarlet Hawks gonna go take a 3-0 lead early, and that is the first component to get the boots.
I was about to say, I was wondering if that was also still a part of it. So the only thing that's changed is the visuals, right?
Yes. So
we've still got Otacon.
Yes, Otacon still exists. The boots still exist. They're not as good as they were a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, of course they have to get patched and all that.
Yes, but they are still a big part of this game, and so the Hawks are going to take the first component pretty early into this game and take a pretty decent chunk of a lead. And so now you're kind of looking for Derek to use his advantage a little bit, but again, I don't know how much he's going to be able to push this advantage, especially as Set starts to level up here. I think Set at level 6 is going to be pretty nasty against a Mordekaiser, so we'll just have to wait and see. But what turned out to be a great start to the fight from SNU, Brantley going to get an early tornado and able to engage Nyla jumping in before the Poppy was able to throw up her defensive abilities. It was a great start, and Gage coming in, it just kind of turned around a little bit when Poppy saw that Gage was just that close to the wall. And it was a good reactionary play by the Hawks just to completely turn that fight around and getting 2 early kills bottom lane.
Right now, they're probably going to be looking for objectives.
Yeah, so you see Gage was on the bottom side, didn't finish clearing his bottom side jungle, so came back, cleared his bottom side jungle, and is now going to turn towards Dragon, as we see probably the first Dragon of the game. Ahri going to throw out her charm, trying to predict a Lissandra dash ability. Lissandra not taking her ability out, though. And so, again, it's kind of both lanes resetting. We see Ahri and Viego heading up to Void Grubs, and Gage heading to Dragon. Poppy going to try to see if she can get vision of it a little bit, but both teams going to trade objectives 1-to-1, and the Hawks are going to take the 3 Void Grubs, and in SNU fashion, we will take the first Dragon. That's something that we've seen all 3 weeks, really, kind of SNU's focus on the Dragons. Especially last week, we were able to see just quick 5 dragons. Gage kind of having to solo this a little bit, so it's taking a little bit longer, and the Hawks are going to start collapsing here. Will Gage be able to know he's not level 6? I was hoping he may get level 6 from the dragon, but he didn't, and so both teams are going to try to have to reset after this, and then we just see, oh, we see Derek ult the set. Set's not going to be able to get under tower range. Yeah, this is massive
that was
for
a great
Derek.
ult from Derek.
That was exactly what you wanted to do. Ult him just enough to where he can't run back under tower range in the ult. And here comes our first Nocturne ultimate. Not really the person you want to see get ulted. As a quick dash comes out from Ahri, and Thomas is going to have to flash away. And Ahri maybe can turn this around and get 2 early kills, but
Not exactly the gank we
were.
were looking for,
Yeah.
but it was a good attempt still.
Yeah, I agree. I think, especially with an Ahri level 7, if you're going to try to initiate an Ahri gank, it's going to have to come really early. Maybe as soon as the Lissandra ult comes out, because I think if you're Ahri and you see a Nocturne ult fly into your screen, it's an immediate press the R button and get out. And honestly, you could probably turn it around a little bit, but
Got
we're
the
gonna see,
engage on bot lane.
yeah, Caden just gonna jump in there and is gonna be able to maybe solo Tristana, not able to finish Tristana off, but bot lane still putting the aggressive on, and both of the Hawks surviving with under 200 HP there.
They'll at least be able to get some plates off of that, though.
I hope so. It looks like they were backing, so I was kind of worried there, but they're gonna stay in the lane, push the wave out, get at least 1 plate. I don't think they'll have time to get 2.
Nocturne's looking for a gank on set. Not.
Bot lane not gonna push the advantage there, not gonna be able to push the wave quick enough to get a plate, so they're just gonna back off and try to reset the wave. And Gage is also gonna back. Gage's ultimate almost up, so by the time he goes back and comes out of base, he will probably look towards ulting bottom, I would assume. As we just saw, Caden almost just straight up 1v1 the Tristana, and so that needs to be next. That needs to be Gage's next move here. As we see top lane just going at each other.
Doing top lane
Yeah,
things.
huge set ultimate there, but I'm not really sure how much that's going to impact that. Derek going to have to flash out, but Viego hitting a massive ability there and killing Derek off. And then Poppy going to get
Janna
a huge
getting caught out.
Huge stun, but there it is. Gage
barely makes
looking
it out.
immediately towards bottom lane. Gage going to be ulting. And here comes Caden and Gage. Can the brothers be able to finish off Poppy? But no. Ahri's going to ult in and make sure that they do not get that kill early. And
That was
so
a good turnaround, though.
that was a good turnaround. Poppy being very aggressive. Here comes Thomas, though. Can SNU
Get
turn
the
this fight
42.
around? They see Thomas ulting Ahri. Poppy being caught out there and trying to
Get the
kill
Ahri
off
flash.
Brantley. But Ahri...
Not able to kill the Ahri, but they get her flash.
Yeah, Ahri able to get out, has the ability to flash, and threw her out. She had 2 charges left of her ultimate, so was able to escape there. But that was a good rotation down by Thomas, and SNU realizing that rotation was coming from the top side river, just kind of able to collapse again on the Hawks, and that is putting SNU right back into this game.
That could have been very devastating for SNU, but they managed to turn that around.
There was a massive flash there by Janna to just try to get out of danger after getting hit into that wall. And SNU only down 5K or 0.5K gold now, 500 gold. So they might look to either challenge these Void Grubs, which I think they really can do now. Derek No Set doesn't have any summoners. Especially doesn't have his ult, so he may try to position himself right here to look towards challenging these Void Grubs, but the Hawks know that, so they're going to send Poppy topside, and they're going to try to solidify all 6 Void Grubs. If you're SNU here, your one goal right now, if you're Gage, if you're Derek, if you're Thomas needs to start looking up and start roaming up as well, is you're trying to prevent the Hawks from getting all 6. All you need to do is take 1 so they don't get the bonus into those boots here.
I don't think they're going to be able to do that, though. Looks like they've got too many people on the Grubs already.
Yes, and you're going to not even challenge that, and probably going to look towards here, this dragon that's going to be respawning here in 40 seconds. As you see, Gage already making his way bottom side. Gage's prio on dragon, that is his best ability in his jungle. He is always on top of the dragon spawn, ready to collapse as soon as it spawns. And it just honestly benefits SNU so well, especially when you look towards that later game and you get the soul. It is just the SNU MO Dragon Soul. That's what we focus on. That's what we're going for. And here we go. All 4 SNU members.
This will be a 4v3 unless Viego can get here.
Yeah,
they're going for the
SNU
4-man gank.
Going to be an early stun. Tristana going to get out, but Gage not going to be able to finish. That is not good. Tristana surviving with like 10 HP. One more auto attack, but Gage couldn't do it. He was already tanking tower too much. And here comes Viego and Ari, and will Ari look to just try to ult in and just snipe Gage out? We will see here in a second. Viego going to start the dragon. SNU knows that dragon is already being taken. If the Hawks get this, they get their 3rd and final component for their boots. And so SNU really just trying to stop that from happening. Nyla going to engage, and here we go. Here comes the fight. Kaden immediately going to just try to go in on Nyla. Kaden, massive ult, huge ult and stun there from Janna.
Viego gets the reset. That's not good for SNU.
Tristana doing Tristana things, jumping around. Yeah, unfortunate fight here. That bigger pop is my.
I do remember from those last few games, though, that SNU didn't ever get the boot upgrades, and they were able to win off of that.
Yeah, so it's just an unfortunate.
They really don't want them to get those boots, though.
No, they don't, but they needed to give it away, because now they're just gonna give 2 free kills over to the Hawks. Yeah, just kind of.
This is not good for SNU.
Unfortunate, sloppy play a little bit. What really needed to happen is SNU knows Dragon's up. They knew that. They realized that. They tried to put the pressure on the Hawks and try to get a pick, and so Hawks wouldn't be able to match the 4v4. But unfortunately, that set Gage so low because he had a tower dive that he wasn't able to challenge the dragon. So then that fight turned completely into the Hawks' favor as Viego has smite, has full health, and is able to just challenge the entire SNU team and force them to make a play at dragon. And twice we saw that they tried to do that, and twice the Hawks clean up that fight.
We're looking at a gank on bot lane. This is not looking good for them.
Yeah, Kaden pushed up just a little bit too far. Big Janna ult coming out. Will she be able to hit the tornado to get Poppy off? Poppy ulting. Here comes Gage, maybe?
Managed to get out of that one.
Oh, Gage going mid lane. Just going to ult on Ari. Ari, again, having her ult, so she's just able to just ult away. That's what's unfortunate. If you're going to ult mid, you've got to have the Lissandra ult ready to go immediately. Or ult pre, and dang, bot lane going to get sniped by both Viego and Tristana here. So just little micro plays here coming out from SNU that are setting them behind in every fight. And that, unfortunately, is what's being the changing of every team fight.
Yeah, it's not looking good for SNU right now. They're going to be probably wanting to play it safer and just wait for dragons to spawn in.
Yeah, and again, you're kind of looking more now towards either an aggressive fight. And again, we talked about it pre-game too. If you're SNU, you got to win early. You got to win in the mid game, because late game you don't win at all. And so being down this bad, especially in the earlier stages of this game, you really got to figure out a way to just put some more pressure onto the Hawks. So you've got 3 bounties out coming from 250 gold on Tristana, 200 gold on Ari, 250 gold on Viego. If you're Gage here, you got to look to cash in some of those bounties, and you got to look to try to change the tides of this game. Especially coming into this game, knowing the implications, knowing that this is the top 4 spot. If you win this, keep your undefeated season alive. Gage is going to catch out Set, throws out the stun, gets the stun, or gets the fear, sorry.
Poppy coming in here.
But here comes the Hawks. Poppy not able to hit the stun on Derek. Derek still not able. Derek ulting to try to get out of all of the damage, but will SNU be able to turn this around? Here comes the entire SNU team. Huge fear coming out from Nocturne. Nyla gonna go in and get one. Will Nyla be able to get more? No, she does not. Poppy is able to get out, but here we go. SNU gonna push this tower, try to get as much damage as they can on the tower. Viego gonna throw out his invis, and SNU gonna back off and look towards Rift Herald.
Ultimately, pretty good play from SNU. That looked like it was in their favor, and then the Scarlet's favor, and then their favor again.
Yeah, that was a good rotation coming from SNU. Gage and Derek just trying to early pick, but the Hawks able to rotate quick, and then SNU answered that rotation and was able to turn that fight around, which ultimately gives you hope. When you're looking at a team fight ability, you have the hope, because Derek honestly is pretty beefy, and so
yeah, they're probably just looking forward to team fights and getting good picks.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing, knowing that there's a potential. Oh, thank you, Frugal. Oh, see ya, Frugal. Knowing that there's a potential that team fights are going to go our way, we've got to look towards fighting early and fighting quickly. Again, you have a Lissandra who's able to just immediately either lock down Ari or lock down Tristana, so Tristana doesn't get the resets. And so as SNU Viego going to just instantly catch out Thomas. Thomas's great reaction to throw out his dash and get out of there. And Gage is going to try to look towards changing this fight, but this is a bad fight for SNU. Really don't want to be fighting in a tiny corridor like that. Thomas having to ult himself and might not make it out. Doesn't make it out. Gage. Derek's just 1v1ing Set top lane while the whole team's fighting bot lane. Does it.
They're just doing top lane things.
Just does it top lane things. How fast does SNU have to win this game to have a shot? That's a good question. I think SNU probably needs to finish this game by that timer hitting 30. Unfortunately, Tristana has a big lead right now, so that's just going to boost the timer. You got to finish it quicker. As soon as Tristana hits that 5 items, she's just going to become a menace. And she's already almost done with 2 items and boots, so she's got 2 more left. And so if you're SNU, now's the time to start closing this gap a little bit. But the Hawks immediately turning their eyes towards that 3rd dragon, and SNU not going to be able to react here.
They are starting to get some towers, though. Derek's applying some good pressure on top lane, and if they can get this tower, which they successfully take, they're going to have a little bit more pressure now.
Yeah, that's huge. Derek having a really good game top side, able to just put a lot of pressure, especially with the TP. Not going to really be able to be matched on the Hawk side unless they send Ari, which would not be smart if that was them. So Derek has the potential to just really split push this game away. So we'll see if that's what he's going to start looking towards to do. But man, Thomas is taking just an absolute bullying on bottom lane.
Yeah, that was a pretty good flash from Poppy there.
Yes, it was. And Janna coming in to kind of save the day a little bit. And here we go again, top side.
Set caught out.
Will we see Set getting feared? Huge pullback from Derek. Set's going to throw up his shield here any minute. There it is, and Derek's gonna Q one more time and get the kill.
I'm thinking that tower is glitched and shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that tower is a spectator glitch. That tower is dead. So that tower does not exist in the game. But again, Set kind of getting bullied. And now here's what you're gonna see. Set now has 4 deaths. Set's not worth a ton of gold. So if you're SNU, you really can't send a lot of resources top anymore. It's not going to be worth it to have more than one person try to kill a set. It's not going to be worth it to use your summoner abilities on the set. So if you're Derek, it's going to come down to you to either 1v1 the set, or just make sure that you have enough pressure top, exactly like this, where 2 Hawks players are going to have to come up and try to kill them. But SNU not really able to make any moves around the map to punish that.
Just getting caught out a little too far then.
Yeah, and again, that's kind of what Derek is needing to do this game, is just push. What I would love to see is as soon as Derek spawns, he goes immediately bot lane and gets the tower bot lane. Here comes. Oh,
good ult and collapse from SNU there.
it is a good ultimate, and that's what you've been wanting to see the entire time. A Lissandra ult into a Nocturne ult on the Ahri, so she's not able to use her ult to get out. And so that's what it results in. It results in instantly getting her killed without her having to escape. And so SNU going to get a pick early from Ahri, but what's unfortunate is there's just not a lot of stuff on the map that SNU can do to punish that. No one really going bottom. Derek didn't go bottom. He went top. Again, if I really need to see Derek go bottom here, he has the pressure on the ability and Otacon bottom. And that way he can just push that tower in and just rotate up to Otacon. And so SNU just kind of farming it up. Let's take a look at the farm down on the bottom of your screen. ADC, Kaden is a little bit behind. And so again, Tristana up 4 kills, 4-1 with 20, 30 more CS than Kaden. She's getting really strong, and that's scary if you're SNU. Kind of even across the board except top lane. And so I don't know if we can go and check on the gold Josh across the map. Let's see. Can we see their gold?
Their gold is up at the top there in the
No,
middle.
no, individual gold.
Oh, individual? Okay.
Not off the top of my head. I will look it up. Press X. Oh, hold on. Big team fight. Tristana gonna jump in. Tristana getting Janna tornado.
Set going into the backlines there.
That's exactly what the Hawks are looking for. Set's gonna just jump straight into the back line, ult back in, and then the Hawks are gonna just immediately jump in. Viego stuck in our base though, and so SNU gonna be able to try to 1v5 him, but Viego gonna get a kill, and that's a reset for Viego. The Hawks are able to turn that fight around, and Viego gets out without a scratch.
This next dragon and maybe even Otacon are free for the Hawks.
And that's not what you want to see if you're SNU. Going down 2 dragons and losing Otacon. Again, they don't want to fight in that corridor, and we've chosen 3 fights in that corridor. So not really what we're looking for. And unfortunately, just getting caught out every now and then. We don't really have a lot of pressure of ward. We don't have the vision on the map. And the Hawks do, and so they're able to do that. And Otacon just getting immediately burned down. So here comes the GAs coming out for the Hawks. So look for them to immediately try to team fight here in the next 30 seconds or so. Derek gonna maybe catch Viego slacking. Viego is sitting in the shop. Won't matter. There's the GA popped. But that's a big
They'll
GA
hopefully
pop.
be able to get the dragon while Viego's spawning though.
Yeah, that's a big GA explosion there for the Hawks, and SNU can't decide if they want to pull the dragon out or not. And so they wasted a lot of time there, and the Hawks are going to make a big challenge. Luckily, Gage
Not gonna be
has
able to fight the
smite,
smite.
but here comes a big team fight. Honestly, if I'm the Hawks, this is exactly what I want to do. We have GA, so why not just use it? And able to pick off 1, maybe 2. Nope. SNU able to clean that fight up, but here comes Viego. Viego maybe getting a triple kill here. Here's 1. Viego going to immediately go on to Lissandra. Got 2. Won't be able to get the 3rd, but that is a massive, massive play from Viego.
SNU was able to get the dragon, but it's still just not looking good for them. They've gotten too far behind too soon.
Yeah, down 6K gold. Again, that was a big fight. If you're the Hawks, you know you have the GA, so it really doesn't matter if you die there. So why not just throw your bodies onto that dragon? Buy the time for the Viego to respawn, and that's exactly what they did, and Viego was able to go clean up. That puts Viego, I think, at 6 kills. which is just going to be a really scary jungler and a really scary Tristana. So now, if you're SNU, usually in this being down this much, your idea is to turtle and try to just get as much minions as you can. But Tristana, I mean, just bullying Gage there, taking Gage's creeps, his minions, sorry, for those of you that don't know league terms, Gage's minions in the jungle, and is able to just really assert the dominance of a Tristana on this map. And
They can the Hawks can kind of just push undetested. SNU has to team fight every fight now.
yeah, and what's really unfortunate is the Hawks have a lot of Baron pressure here. They're able to melt a Baron if they get on it, especially with Tristana, and here comes the Hawks looking to take down tier 2 mid. If you're SNU here, you see Tristana by herself and you don't engage on her. That's kind of a misplay, and now the Hawks are going to throw 3 at Gage. Gage isn't going to be able to survive, and Tristana just not going to get punished for what she just did. And that's kind of just unfortunate. Now the Hawks, again, catching SNU out in the jungle. This is not where you want to fight if you're SNU. You need the open lanes. You need the map mobility, especially against a Poppy who can just stun you against the wall just like that, and prevent the flashes and prevent the dashes. And if you're SNU, that's your team comp. You have a Lissandra who has a dash. You have a Nyla who has a dash. You have the Nocturne who has his ult and dashes. All Poppy has to do is just throw up one ability and you're stuck. And so you don't want to be in that ability, but if you're in the jungle fighting, that's exactly where you have to be. And here's Baron immediately getting burned down by Hawks. Hawks are going to now probably look towards ending the game here in the next team fight.
Yeah, the Hawks are just too strong at this moment. Like, SNU really can't do anything to fight them.
Yeah, and here comes the bounties for SNU, so we'll see if the SNU looks towards getting the bounties to try to get back into this game. And this is kind of why I said I want Derek to go bottom. You have a very damaged bottom tower. Derek kind of just kept throwing his body top lane, but he had so much pressure early on that he just needed to rotate. As soon as he spawned, he needed to rotate bottom, especially with Otacon up, to put that pressure down. But Gage gonna get caught out in the jungle again, and really the Hawks just have so much vision down there, and SNU not realizing that, and just keeps throwing their bodies into that same spot. We've seen 4 team fights now in that same corridor, and so the Hawks just able to be wherever they want without getting punished, and it's not looking good if you're SNU. So the Hawks are all going to group up bottom. They know Mordekaiser's bottom. They're going to try to prevent him from backing. Let's see if they find him. It's going to be really close. It's going to be really close. Ari throws out her charm, but not able to connect. Mordekaiser going to go back to the base. And this is... No, you're right. This is the danger of being so far ahead, or the other team being so far ahead. They're able to just walk in your jungle and clear the entire vision for you. So every time you leave the base, you have no idea where they're at. And that's really scary, especially if you're SNU. But a huge tornado coming from Janna, but not really able to do anything, just especially with just 2 of them there.
Any team fight, I think the Hawks can just win.
Yeah,
they're too strong at this
and
point.
that's kind of why they're just pushing. They have Otacon, they have Baron. They're just going to try to shove it down. Poppy going absolutely maniac mode and just diving in between 2 towers there for I don't really know what reason. Oh, look, we have timers now. How did you do that? All right, good job, Josh. Well, we see Dragon's going to spawn in 10 seconds. Cloud Drake probably... Oh, the Hawks are going to immediately go down there and try to snatch the 3rd dragon, but...
I don't think SNU can really contest this.
No, the Hawks honestly could have just ended the game there, but they chose not to. Gives us a little bit more time to just hang out, I guess. SNU going to push out of their base a little bit. This is scary, and the Hawks know that, so they're just going to immediately wait for a bushwhack, and it looks like it's going to go straight on Gage, and if you're Gage, that's not the first time that's happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you just don't have the vision there, and so you're trying to get vision. That's just the name of the game, but trying to get vision.
They have too much CC, too much vision, and honestly are just mowing over them right now. They're snowballing so hard.
Wow, massive charm there from Ari, and here comes our last team fight. If you're SNU, this is where it all counts. And Kaden kind of just trying to 1v3 the backline. but gonna get caught out and not gonna be able to. And here comes our cleanup, and Tristana reset after reset. Here comes another reset, and she
Great
gets another
Ari
reset. That was a huge ult by Thomas, but not gonna be able to do anything.
Just
Actually, the
overwhelmed.
Hawks just blew everything and missed the timing on that, but doesn't matter when you're that far ahead. And there it is. That's game 1 going to the Hawks.
Really good game for the Hawks there.
It was a good showing from them. Hi, Cam. How are you? It was a really good showing from them, but unfortunately, your game plan going into that game just wasn't executed if you're SNU, and you got behind early, especially that early fight coming out on the bottom lane just didn't go your way. And so then it was just kind of playing from behind from that point on. And their team comp, you can't let that happen. We are going to take a quick break as we get into game 2. I think Drew's going to take my place here if he's here. But SNU looking to keep their undefeated season alive and fight for the top 3 spots in the division. We will see how that plays out in game 2.
All right. You know what? I'm going to make sure that we're keeping this under control, Paxton. No. We're not saying skibbity toilet. No, we're not doing that.
That should be a banned word.
Yes. Ban skibbity toilet right now, Josh.
By the way, I missed what was texted because I saw an text got deleted. Well, I was
Okay.
going to ask what it said, but I guess it can't be said right there.
Oh,
so.
no, the text that was deleted was a bot saying we can buy people watching, but we don't need to because we have people watching, like Paxton. Right? Isn't that right, Paxton? I don't know who Baba is. I'm not sure who Baba is.
We also have a Bubba, but I don't know who that is
We do
either.
have a Bubba. I do know who Bubba is, actually. Yeah, I do know who Bubba is.
But who's Baba?
He has to gift a sub to know who Bubba is. But that is Bubba. Bubba 55666.
I didn't know you could actually block terms. That's awesome.
All good. We blocked the word bum. No. Someone get the Halo player off the. All right. You know what? Juice Boy Pablo Paxton. His name is Jared, and he likes to collect rocks. Isn't that weird, Paxton? Isn't that weird?
What, like a rock collection?
Yeah, but they're not cool rocks. They're just rocks.
I mean, depends on who you ask.
That's true. It does depend on who I ask. But in his sense, it's weird. Trust me. I just
okay.
need you to trust me on this.
Okay, I trust you.
I give the guy on the left. All right. I don't want to be here anymore. I sit down for 1 second.
No, he means me because on the camera it's actually reversed. See, I'm on the left right now, so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
And Paxton just said I sold last night. On Halo, probably. My feelings are hurt, Paxton. Say sorry right now. Are you talking about Halo, Paxton? Are you gonna say I sold last night? Oh my gosh. Get out of here. Get out. I had lunch with your uncle today. And you know what? Next time I have lunch with him, I'm gonna make sure that you are punished and you don't get your iPad for a week.
Are you sure his uncle has permissions over that?
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
I am sure, actually.
Yeah, I'm completely clueless in this argument.
So call me P. He's an alien. He's not a real person.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually he's actually like a bot that comes in our chats and he just talks. See how like it says his audio's off? To the left? He can't hear us, except somehow he's still talking to us. So obviously not a real person.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. All right, but on League of Legends though, I don't know what goes on at all. I'm just gonna let you know. I know a little bit.
I can walk you through what's going on.
Okay.
I'm pretty much here to explain what's happening in the game. You're here to hype everyone up for it.
Yes. You say what happens in the game, and then when there's some downtime, I'll talk to the chat, or when a cool fight happens, I will explain why I think it's cool.
Also, you need a second O on that too if you're gonna say he sold last night too. So just so you know.
Get him. Give me a fist bump for that. Thank you.
Slight spelling mistake. I win.
Boom. That's what you get for calling me an alien. So cap. Yes, I can. Landon sold last night too. Well, call me P. They actually won last night. So
You need a second M. You need a second M in that grammar.
Oh my gosh. I like this. I like this out of you.
Hey, I was forced to go through school. I'm gonna use it to make everyone suffer.
Boom. I like that. If we have to suffer through school, we're going to use what we learned in school to make
Now,
everything.
why don't you diagram all those sentences that you just said?
Let's go. Yeah, so he swears that he's 11 years old and his uncle's Tucker and that he knows all these people, but he doesn't because it's a computer.
Hey, you need a K on the end of that heck.
Yep. Hey, Paxton, you're getting slammed right now. I'm gonna be honest. You're selling the bag. You're selling the bag.
Because any slight spelling mistake just cancels out any valid arguments.
Yep, correct. I love that. I love that out of you. Does that work in politics too?
If it does, it shouldn't. It honestly shouldn't in any conversation, but it just does.
Just in this one. Just this one.
Yeah, sure.
You know Alexis Redwine.
I have absolutely no idea who Alexis Redwine is.
Yep, Paxton, you're still an alien. Don't worry. You're still an alien.
I live under a rock. Assume I don't know anyone.
I had a nasty clip on a kid in Fortnite. All right.
Considering Fortnite is the name of a game, you should probably capitalize that.
Yep. I agree.
Also, you need to capitalize I. Not only is it at the beginning of the sentence, but when you use I in referring to yourself, you need to capitalize it.
He's a brain box. He knows more grammar than me. If you do have a clip, go ahead. Josh, can he send it to us? Is that a thing he can do? Hey, send us the clip. I'll check it out, and if it's good enough, I'll even play it on the stream for you. It looks like a lowercase.
But yeah, we are honestly just passing the time. We were not able to get the link for the picks and bans, so we're kind of in the dark right now.
Yep. I'm bored, are you?
No, I'm busy correcting this guy's grammar.
That's true. I need Bubba back in the chat. I miss Bubba. Where's Bubba at?
Hey, you need an apostrophe in the aisle. Also, get to the clip is not get to the is not a word.
I've never seen that in a dictionary. Have you?
Get to. But what about the e on the end? That's not get to. That's get to the.
Get to the.
Get to the chopper.
Or maybe he's just being. Maybe he's just being. What would be the word? Oh my gosh! Now I can't think of a freaking word. All right, you're gonna help me out with this word. Okay.
Okay.
What's
well.
the word when it's like you are doing you're doing something and you're doing it well and like in a timely fashion?
Hey, no profanity.
You're doing it in a timely fashion and you're doing it well. you are doing
Efficiency?
something. He's just typing efficiently. He doesn't.
Oh,
yeah, you know
okay.
what I mean?
Yes. Okay, I don't know what that last word is.
Watch you.
Watch.
Oh, the clip. Did you
Ew.
send it? Did you send it? We haven't gotten a clip yet. Have not gotten a clip.
Maybe he was trying to say watch out. No, watch it. Yeah. We don't have the clip.
Where did you send it, Paxton? Where'd you send the clip? We haven't gotten one yet. You're a computer. You're not real. You should be able to do this.
Although playing devil's advocate here, if it's responding to us while we're talking to it, that's a pretty smart computer.
That is a very smart computer.
Although they are called smartphones for a reason, so, you know.
You know, I think you're wise beyond your years. You.
Me?
Yeah, you are.
Oh. How old do you think I am?
Old
That'll
enough to be
dictate how
smarter than
wise
me.
I am. There should be a link. Okay, where should be the link? All right, we're just now getting a glimpse of what we've all chosen. On SNU, we've got Mordekaiser, Sejuani, Vigar, Galio. We don't know who the last one is. On the other team, I think they're the Hawks. We've got Mundo, Viego again, Mel, Tom Kench, and Varus. And on SNU, we've got Caitlyn as well.
I know
That's-
who Caitlyn is.
From Arcane?
Yeah,
Yes.
I know who she is.
Also, you need a Y and an O on your U.
Drew, can you watch my stream so you can see it? Unfortunately, we are not. Unfortunately, we are watching League of Legends, so we can't switch to your stream. But if Josh, is there any way for him to get the clip to us, or is this stream over? On my phone. All right, buddy.
So what we're looking at right now is probably a rather tanky comp for SNU. For the Hawks, they're looking a lot more rounded out, but Mundo and Tom Kench both are really tanky characters as well. So they're probably looking to protect Vigar and Caitlyn, and then they use Vigar for a little bit of late game scaling. For the other team, it's looking like they're going to be playing a lot like last time, except with a little bit more tank.
Okay. Now, all those things you just said sound super. I know who Mel is too.
Yes, she's the newest champion added to this game because of Arcane.
Oh, because of Arcane. Okay.
She and Mbessa were both added because of Arcane.
Mbessa. I don't like Mbessa.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Not a fan in the show, so I'm probably not going to be a fan in the game, huh?
Have you seen the full show?
I am in the midst of season 2.
Okay. Wasn't going to spoil it anyway, just wondering.
My favorite character just disappeared.
All right, I know where you are.
And literally just vanished in thin air, saving another very cool character. And I'm very angry, and I don't want to watch the show anymore because of it, because he was my favorite character. Little tiny guy.
Don't worry, you'll have to. Oh yeah, now I know exactly where you are. Don't worry, just keep watching it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be okay.
I almost punched through my TV.
Hey, listen, Yordles are immortal.
I did hear that they can't really die.
Yeah, I am not familiar with why or if I really like that they're just immortal creatures, but that's what I heard. So.
Paxton, I don't know what clip I'm supposed to be watching.
You need an A and an E for R. I mean, I know you're being like that for efficiency, but I'm just saying.
Was it 3 hours ago, Paxton? Is that the one I'm supposed to be watching? Yeah, Paxton, this is rough. This is rough, man. Click on my profile pic.
Bro missed like every shot in that clip. All right, the 3-minute wait timer is over. We're about to start getting into the game. Finally.
Finally. Dark Star Varus looks sick.
Yes, they've got some really cool skin lines where they'll have multiple different characters with the same aesthetics.
Is that a big freaking frog?
That's a big freaking fish.
That's a fish?
Yeah, he's got I think that's his high noon skin. So what he does, he will try to eat people. That's at least his ultimate, but if he can get enough stacks on you, he will eat you, or he can eat a teammate and protect them.
Really?
So the Hawks are looking for an early invade here. Vigar, he gets stacks by hitting champions with his abilities, so this is beneficial for him if he can just keep landing his Q.
So what are stacks?
Stacks. So for Vigar, it's different for each champion. For Vigar, he gets stacks of ability power. So each time he hits a champion with an ability, he gains permanent ability power. For Tom Kench, it's not for scaling for late game, but his stacks are he'll put markers on champions that he attacks. If he puts 3 on them, then he can land a Q for more damage, or he can eat them with his ultimate.
Oh.
Other champions usually have stacks for scaling, and they get them in different ways. Like Aurelion Sol will kill minions inside of a little vortex. He'll get stronger. It usually just enhances their abilities and makes them stronger throughout the game.
Okay. This game is very in-depth, and I don't know if I'm smart enough to understand it fully.
Yeah, it's a very, very strategy game. This is the kind of just waiting period. They're all just trying to last hit the minions so that they can get the gold off of it.
Okay.
But yeah, they're really just waiting to level up so that they can get all of their abilities. Getting an early engage here. Not looking good for Hawks. They might be able to kill the Tom Kench there. They do not get to kill the Tom Kench.
That is
unfortunate.
Like the 5th time so far this series that somebody's gotten out with 0 health.
That happens a lot in League. If you play it a lot, you'll find that out.
Oh, it makes me angry. That's a zombie.
Yes, Dr. Mundo. That's definitely is. I think all of them have skins on right now.
How much are skins?
They vary, but used to they could be free just by playing the game a lot, but they recently did a very controversial thing where they took away the chests that were the free way to unlock skins. Now you have to buy them. They're probably like $10. The most expensive ones are like $250.
Oh
They've only got like 3 of those skins, but I don't think they're worth it.
Everything's a money grab now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, they've got to get the funds for new Arcane series, so.
It's true. You know, if that's what makes it possible, I'll buy it. Arcane's too good of a show.
All right, we've got both junglers are down at the bot lane, looking for a bit of a gank here, but not going to be able to pull that off. So a gank is where your jungler moves into the lane and turns, say, top lane from a 1v1 into a 2v1, and you try to cut them off and kill them.
Okay, so it's like a sneak attack.
Yes. I don't know where the term gank came from, but that's what it's called.
It's a fun word to say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking for the kill on this Varus. He flashes, so they have summoner spells, which they take a lot longer to recharge, so they're valuable. If you can get those wasted from a gank, then that's a successful gank. Typically you want the kill, but both will suffice.
what? What is Gage?
Gage is, if he's the jungler right now, I think he is Sejuani. She is riding a big boar, and she's got a big whip. She's like an ice soldier. She tries to freeze opponents. I haven't played a lot of Sejuani, but from what I know, she tries to slow and then freeze the enemy.
So what character do you usually play?
When I play support. Sorry. When I play support, I play Yumi, which is a magical little cat, or Braum, which is, you know, like me, big, buff, bald.
Always bring
Yes. For jungler, those are the two roles I play, support and jungle. In the jungle, I play Kindred and Rek'Sai and a little bit of Vel'Koz. I know that means a lot to you, but
So much. It means so much. Well, what are the boys? What do you think the boys' strategy is here? What are they trying to pull off?
I think they're playing for late game because, as said earlier, Veigar will stack, and he just indefinitely gains ability power, so he gets really strong in the late game. So that's what they're wanting to play for, as they've got 3 tanks. They're going to be protecting Veigar and Caitlyn. The opponents are probably going to be doing what they did last game and just try to be tanky and run at them, because they've got 2 tanks and 3 powerhouses. So
Okay.
what they're looking for right now is probably to start getting the objectives. So in the rivers, there is a dragon pit and a void pit, and you want to be getting the dragons, because while on their own they don't do too much. If you get 4 dragons, you get the dragon soul, and that gives you a big boost in the game.
Duncan, I think I'm just gonna let you cook because I have no clue what's going on.
Oh, you don't know where the minimap went? That's unfortunate. I don't do spectator enough to know how to get it back either. Try looking it up, I don't know. So long as it keeps panning to different people, though, we should be fine. Oh, we're getting a gank on SNU here. We're gonna see if they can get out of this. Viego gets a reset and gets a double kill. That's not good for SNU, but they're getting a gank on the Mel here. Gonna be able to get that. Maybe they get her flash. Sejuani flashes as well. They are able to secure the kill there. Derek and Mordekaiser and Mundo are just doing top lane things. Top lane is considered an island, as not a lot goes on there other than just top lane fighting. The jungler doesn't usually go up there. World's most confusing game. Look at chat. I'm looking at chat. I don't see anything I like, though. So another important thing is vision, because you're going to want to see where the opponents are. So if you see the little health bar in the shrub there, that's called a ward, and that gives them vision. They're going to want that in the bushes so that they can see the opponents hiding there, and they're especially going to want it up in the river so that they can prevent Viego from ganking them. So that's what they're clearing right now.
We are affiliate Paxton. We're big time. You wouldn't get it, bro. You wouldn't get it, bro.
So it looks like the grubs have been taken. It's unfortunate without a mini-map, it's hard to tell what's going on, but it's hard to tell where the junglers are.
Paxton, I don't think we're gonna be able to raid, but we will let anyone in the.
They're getting a double gank down in the bot lane. It's a 3v3. They're going to kill the Caitlyn. They'll get the Tom Kench off of it though, but that's rather unfortunate. You usually want
Caitlyn
the support to die. Yeah, while Caitlyn, the ADC, you want them to survive.
Probably won't be able to raid you, but we'll let whoever's watching the stream decide for themselves if they would like to go watch you.
Mundo is roaming. I don't know what he's doing. So yeah, Vigar is definitely just playing the slow game because he also gets stacks from last hitting minions with his Q, and he just wants to be sitting there stacking, getting his ability power up.
So where do we stand right now?
Right now, it's pretty even with gold, and SNU has killed the Void Grubs. So the objectives that I was referencing earlier, up in the Void Pit, they've taken the Void Grubs, which allow them to destroy towers faster, and it looks like they're going to get a gank here on the Mel. See if they get the kill on Mel, and see if they can just get out of that. That was a pretty good gank for SNU. Right now, SNU is looking pretty good. They've got 3 kills over the Hawks, and they might be able to get all 6 grubs. They have sent Tom Kench up into the grubs to help contest it, though. They're probably not going to be able to get all 3. No, they've got 4. It's a 4v3 now. What's a gank? What's a grub? All right. A gank is where you, the jungler, goes into the lane to turn it from a 1v1 into a 2v1. So basically, a gank is just where the jungler moves in and tries to kill the other laner. Now, the grub, a void grub, is what helps you destroy towers. It grants you passive damage to towers, and if you get enough void grubs, it'll even spawn little grubs to attack the tower as well. So it pretty much just destroys towers faster. And SNU has gotten all of the void grubs, so they will have 2 extra void grubs along the passive damage for the towers. Alright, the Hawks, I don't know their full name, I just call them the Hawks. The Hawks are looking for the dragon here. They do take the dragon, so they've got 2 dragons right now, and I think SNU has almost won the feats of strength. So there's another passive thing in the game called the feats of strength, and it's basically a best of 3. The first team to get 3 kills, the first team to get 3 objectives, and the first team to destroy a tower. And when they win the feats of strength, they get shoe upgrades, so they can move a little bit faster, and they can buy an upgraded version of their shoes to do a little bit extra of what the originals would do. Looking for a gank on the Tom Kench here. Or not exactly a gank, just catching him out. They do get the kill on Mordekaiser top, but Caitlyn is able to kill the Tom Kench. Yeah. I don't know why it would do that. Oh wait, there it is. Alright, we've got the map back. We can see a lot more of the game now. Alright, he was able to escape narrowly. It's looking rather passive right now. They're just letting Vigar scale and waiting for objectives to pop up. Yo, I think you're getting called out in the chat right now.
Oh, that was a little bit ago.
Oh, okay. Messages were deleted, okay.
Yeah, Paxton got timed out because he was typing too much, and so it deleted all of his messages.
Well, I know a lot about League. I know next to nothing about Twitch, so maybe you could help me out there, so.
I got you. You teach them about League, I'll teach you about Twitch.
All right. Oh, good ult from Sejuani, and an ult from the Tom Kench, and a great stun from the Galio. This is a big fight. Not looking good for SNU, though.
I think we need to get out of there.
Yes.
Mel going down, but so is Caitlyn. The two characters I actually know are now dead.
It's rather unfortunate. They're going to be able to kill this Vigar. Oh, no, the outplay. Okay. Vigar's able to kill
Wait,
Tom Kench, but
how did
die.
Caden just get that kill if he was already dead?
So the tower was doing damage to them. Well, and so if I'm just gonna say this because I didn't about the towers. So they, the towers will attack champions and do a lot of damage. So what you want to do is crash a minion wave into it, so the tower will be attacking the minions instead of the champion. But if you're attacking the enemy champion, then the tower will lock onto you regardless. So if Caden hit someone and then the tower finished him off with no one else hitting him, then he still gets the kill for that.
I see.
It's looking like Dragon is going to spawn in the next minute. That's probably where everyone's going to be gathering around. Sejuani has what's called Heart Steal. So it's an item where when you're in close proximity to other enemy champions, a proc will start to slowly grow on them, and if you attack it, deals a lot of damage and it gets you permanent health. So that's another stacking mechanic, and that's looking like they're playing for the late game here, where Sejuani is going to be stacking health, Vigar is going to be stacking ability power. SNU is going for the Rift Herald, and it doesn't look like the Hawks are going to want to contest this. Rather, they're positioning towards the Dragon. If the Hawks get all 4 dragons, then that's really big for them, because they'll get the Dragon Soul. And with this dragon, they'll be up at 3. So SNU is really going to be wanting to push the dragons that come up next. Mundo is looking to proxy the wave. So a proxy is where you go behind the tower and hold the minions. I don't really know the benefits to it. All I know is that it's a strategy, and I don't know anything else about it. They're getting Viego caught out here, though. Hopefully Galio can get away here. Galio does not get away, and Viego gets to reset. So what Viego does is whenever he kills a champion, he's able to possess their bodies and gain a little bit of health back, which is really good in a team fight, as he can one by one just start killing champions and resetting his health. Mundo is going to be able to take this top tower and maybe get a kill on Mordekaiser. No, he flashes away and uses his ultimate. Looks like we've got a visual glitch again, where the tower has been destroyed, but to us it looks like it's still up. We're getting a gank on the Galio here, but Tom Kench is coming in to save him. Looking like Mordekaiser may die. No, he gets the kill on the Mundo. It's a good play from SNU. Will Tom Kench be able to get away? It's looking like it. Oh, Varus gets a good kill on the Mordekaiser. Oh, they're getting caught out. Diego dies, but so does Galio. This is not looking like a good fight for SNU. They're going to need to get out as fast as possible. Right now, we're just kind of at a slow point of the game. We're just wanting to keep scaling and waiting for the dragon to come up next, which is in 2 minutes. SNU really does want to contest this next dragon, because if the Hawks get it, then they get a really good buff, and that will bring them back into the game. Currently, though, SNU is 2 kills above them, but the Hawks have a 2k gold lead. So it's looking...
they're just little money goblins. They're just
Yes.
little money-grabbing little goblins.
Yes.
And I think they're
more-
nerds for that.
The more money you have in the game, if you've got more gold than the enemy team, then you're looking pretty good because you'll be able to buy more items. So, considering SNU they've summoned the Rift Herald to destroy the tower. SNU has all 6 Void Grubs, but the Hawks have a 2k gold lead and 3 dragons, so right now it's looking kind of like their game. But SNU is still playing for the late game here.
Are we still ahead though? Do you think we're still winning?
I'm thinking right now it's a little bit of a tie, but probably in favor of the Hawks.
We did just get a kill from Caitlyn, but Mordekaiser did just go down. But then we got another trade, so it looks like we're
This is a
winning
good.
most
This
of
is a
the-
very good team fight for SNU.
Did we just use Caitlyn ult right there?
Yes.
Was that a misclick?
No. Sometimes you want to use it just for extra damage. It's usually used for an execute, but sometimes you just want to put extra damage in them and then back off, which is probably what they were going for right there, because they just finished off a pretty good team fight there, and they're going to want to look for a reset. Now the dragon is coming up in 10 seconds, and they are going to want to contest this. They are bush camping. They're hiding and waiting for the enemy team because they know that the Hawks want this dragon.
They want it.
They're going for it,
Uh-oh.
but they've caught out the tanks, which is kind of unfortunate. They will be able to take this Tom Kench, it looks like.
Put that fish on the grail.
Now they are kind of pinched, though, between Mundo and Mel, and then Viego down here. They are able to escape, though.
There we go. Dragon is up, however. We're going to want this dragon, yes?
Yes. So the junglers have a unique summoner spell called Smite, sorry. It's called Smite, where it does a good chunk of damage to jungle creatures, and you want to use it to last hit. Unfortunately for SNU, the Hawks were able to get this dragon, so I was going to say you want both junglers there to be able to smite the dragon, or else the other team could steal it, but it looks like SNU has lost the Dragon Soul to the Hawks. So right now, this is looking like the Hawks game right now. They are just barely in the lead, but yet again, SNU is looking for the late game, so they are not out of the game yet. Getting a good catch from the Viego and the Tom Kench, but they are getting pinched here. Both junglers get slain here. Caitlyn's going to be wanting to get out of that. Mel might be able to ult her. Yes, Mel gets the ult there and kills Caitlyn.
It's not great. It's not great at all,
This
is it?
No, this is looking pretty rough for SNU. Now the Hawks have just about tied their kills, and they've got a 3 to 4K gold lead.
That's not fun.
Yeah, and Dragon Soul. They are looking really far ahead. So the Dragon Soul is based on what dragon you kill. So there's different types of elemental dragons in there, and they've killed 2 cloud dragons, which means they've gotten the cloud dragons, or the wind dragon soul, which means they all move faster, which movement speed is also a pretty good thing in this game because you can just clear the map a lot faster.
Jed is already calling GGs. That's not very nice, is it?
I mean, there's no specification on which team gets the GGs. I mean, it's despite whichever team wins, it's still a good game.
It's true. That is true. It's very wise of you. These games are so long.
Yes. Short League of Legends game that isn't a forfeit is typically 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh boy.
Yes. Forfeit is only possible at the 15 marker unless one of your teammates quit, but also in these more serious games, forfeit is pretty much not an option. The best League game I've seen, yeah.
I don't know. I've seen better. I think I've seen better.
Okay, so SNU is going for Otacon right now. It's one of the newest additions. There's 2 forms of Otacon, and this one grants a bunch of blood petals, which grant SNU a lot of XP and a little bit more ability power, whereas the Hawks have gone after the Baron Nasher, and the buff it gives is any nearby minions get empowered, so it's really great for crashing waves into towers and getting a lot of pressure on the map right now.
Anyone named Baron just got super scared listening to our stream. Because it sounded like they're going after him. And they're
Well,
gonna try to
listen,
kill him.
Baron, that's a pretty cool name, honestly.
That is a cool name.
They get a good kill on the Mel here, but mid lane is suffering here as they've got a 3v1, and they're pushing in to get the inhibitors. So these things are called inhibitors. When you take them, super minions start spawning on your team, which means they're more powerful minions, and you can't really leave that lane unattended anymore.
Uh-oh. Like the other team is now spawning them?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
so
those are
the
bigger.
Hawks, yeah, you see those on the map there? Those big red dots are the super minions.
Well, that's not great.
Yeah, if you get all 3 inhibitors, then 2 super minions will spawn in each lane at the same time. Oh, we've almost crashed there. I think right now SNU's only hope of victory is bringing it around with the late game scaling, but right now it's not looking too good because Tom Kench and Mundo both, I think, scale with health, so they're going to still just be extremely tanky by the end of this game.
Uh-oh.
Caitlyn is good at whittling down tanky champions' health, though, so that's probably their saving grace here. I don't like these tower visual glitches because that tower is non-existent.
I don't like that fish.
Yes.
I want that fish gone. I want it filleted. Even.
This is not... Sorry, this is not looking good for SNU. They've got a good pick here, but they're just getting picked off as well. This might be it for SNU because they've got only Caitlyn left, who I don't know her KDA right now, but it's probably not going to be enough to stop an entire team. Where are you? Yeah, 9-7. That's not going to be enough to stop them.
Well,
It was a good run for SNU, but unfortunately they will not be able to get all 3.
at least the other team has a guy
Seasons.
named Mochi, and I love Mochi.
Mochi.
You ever had Mochi before?
No.
It is an Asian ice cream dessert, and it is
absolutely delightful.
Sounds good.
Yes, 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 very much.
This was a good victory for the Hawks. Pretty unfortunate for SNU, but I at least don't think they're out of the game yet. I don't know how that bracket works, so.
No matter. They will be back. They will be back. They will be better. It is but the beginning of the season. As we go on, should I tell them what's going on next week? Should I tell them?
Yes, you should.
All right, as we end this week here on this beautiful Friday, very snowy and not really snowy, but very cold. Friday.
It's not that bad.
We're not sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Get that out of here. Next week.
We should be sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
We
That'd be
should.
awesome.
Why aren't we? Next week we will have a Rocket League game and potentially Call of Duty on Tuesday. So really just Rocket League. And then why do I think there's something on Monday?
Is there something on Monday?
Overwatch is on Monday, yes. And then to be determined Halo game, and then another Rocket League game on Thursday. So big week as always. We will see you all next week. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
You
thanks for
did
having
great.
me.
No, we will make sure you're here as much as possible. All right. We'll see you guys next week.